Let's get to News Center 5's Danae Bucci. She's live tonight with more on the suspect they're looking for, Danae.
Well, police are still searching for the person who left those symbols of hate, but they're hoping video surveillance footage will help bring them to whoever did it. Symbols of hate graffitied on 10 Portsmouth, New Hampshire businesses. Police calling the string of attacks hate motivated.
Of course, it's very disturbing to see this kind of graffiti.
Red swastikas painted on several businesses and a red X over a sign that says "You are loved." Rabbi Kaya Stern Kaufman says it's clear who this person was targeting.
The Black community, obviously our Jewish community, people that have expressed, businesses that have expressed inclusive values that have been targeted.
New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu has spoken out saying hatred, bigotry, and anti-Semitism will not be tolerated in the state. It's a sentiment shared by many.
I think we just want to send a message to the community that we stand in support of everyone here and that we have no tolerance for Nazi ideology.
We know, and we always say hate has no place here, but we need to start putting more actions behind those words.
Police say all of the attacks were isolated to 4 streets in their downtown area. If you have any information that could help police find out who did this, you are asked to give them a call. We're live tonight in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Danae Bucci, WCVB News Center 5.
Danae, thank you for that. Also breaking, Sports Hub host Tony Massarotti has been suspended for the rest of the week, just one day after apologizing for making a racially insensitive comment on air. Our Mary Saladna is live in Waltham with the story. Mary.
Yeah, Maria, Maz is temporarily banned from his own show. His boss is hoping to contain this controversy.
I owe everyone an apology. It's not who I am. It's not who we are.
Monday, Tony Massarotti owned the controversial remarks. Today, he paid for them.
Tony will be suspended without pay for the rest of the week.
Sports Hub co-host Michael Felger also read a statement from the show's parent company.
Because Beasley Media strives to create a diverse and inclusive workplace, and these comments went against its core values, the company has decided to suspend Tony for the rest of the week without pay. In addition, all of our on-air personalities at Beasley Boston will be taking sensitivity training to redouble our efforts to create a culture of understanding.
The controversy started last Friday when Felger was remote broadcasting from a New Orleans hotel, and Massarotti suggested that Felger keep an eye on 2 black people who happened to be sitting behind him, warning Felger they might try to steal his car. Massarotti now says he was actually joking about a previous trip Felger made to New Orleans when his car actually was stolen. Social media backlash was swift, some calling on the radio station to fire Maz or else be seen as endorsing blatant racism. Felger today adding his own regrets.
I'll just add on a personal level quickly that we all feel really bad about this, starting with the fact that it was said in the first place. Minorities in this country do have to put up with a lot of crap, and comments like that just make it harder for them, and we apologize for that.
Felger went on to say that he also regrets not doing more to correct the comments in that moment. He says he just froze. In Waltham tonight, I'm Mary Saladna, WCVB News Center 5.
Mary, thank you for that. We'll take you to the Cape now, where a 15-year-old male is in custody tonight in connection with a stabbing yesterday at the Cape Cod Mall. The 17-year-old male victim, who was stabbed several times, is expected to make a full recovery. The suspect is being held on $5,000 cash bail until his arraignment in Barnstable Juvenile Court. This is breaking tonight. A decade after a brutal attack, a suspect is tonight behind bars thanks to new DNA tools.
5 Investigates. Karen Anderson is here now with some exclusive details about how this arrest happened. Karen.
Well, that victim was attacked and raped while waiting for the train. And the Middlesex County DA says the suspect got away until now. Only 5 Investigates cameras were there as 28-year-old Christopher Aldrich, handcuffed and hiding his face, was arraigned on an aggravated rape charge. Authorities say the victim was talking on her cell phone at the South Acton train station when Aldrich moved in.
When she finished her call, he approached her. He had a fixed blade knife. He threatened to hurt her with that knife, and he then raped her.
Before District Attorney Marion Ryan announced the break at a news conference, she sat down with 5 Investigates for an exclusive interview and described what happened next.
He forced her to throw her cell phone away. and he fled on foot.
The woman went to the hospital. Evidence was collected in a rape kit and a DNA profile was created, but there was no match. At the time, police released this sketch of the suspect. But the case went cold until 2021, when investigators sent that DNA profile to a private lab, which developed a pool of potential persons of interest. The DA says that group of people included Christopher Aldrich. In November, when he was in a car crash, investigators say they were able to get his DNA and make a match.
What message do you hope this sends to other survivors of cold cases?
It gives us hope, and it certainly should give hope to people whose cases may not have come to resolution, and also for people who perpetrated these crimes here. We are not giving up.
We go to emergency room with rape survivors in the middle of the night, and inevitably they ask one question. If I do this kit, will someone care? Will someone ever look at this kit? Will someone test the evidence? Will someone try and find this person? After today, we are fortunate to be able to say yes.
Now, in court today, Aldrich pleaded not guilty. After a dangerousness hearing, he was ordered held without bail. In the newsroom, Karen Anderson, 5 Investigates.
Karen, thank you.